So Harmattan season is affecting cocoa production in Ivory Coast and Ghana. They have the El Nino. Those winds haven't reached us here yet in Nigeria, thanks to the Mother Nature. Let's keep it at that for now. So climate change is having very serious impact on agri-products. Let's bring in Ada Konobi, who is an economist and research analyst at Financial Derivatives, to talk to us for about a few minutes on the agri-products market. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. I missed the USDA report, the part of it relating to the agri-products, because I got into the sticky business of crude oil. So tell us about that inventories report about from the US, the part USDA. What does that tell us where we are right now?
The USDA forecasters predict that inventories, especially corn, wheat, and soybeans inventories, will actually will be higher. So forecasters believe that corn inventories rose to about 100, and corn inventories rose to about 1.78 billion bushels, and corn exports actually decreased due to, slow exports in the US because of the high dollar. Wheat inventories as well generally increased. Wheat exports decreased by, a couple million metric tons. So it seems like there's still that story about large stockpiles and large inventories in the USA. So there's a divide between grain inventories and soft commodity prices, soft commodities. In the grain market, there's oversupply. There's huge swelling inventories, and because the US is one of the largest producers of this, and if demand is slowing due to the higher dollar, so they have a lot of stockpiles. So you have more people going to Brazil and other countries that probably have a weaker currency to buy this product. So that's why grain prices are actually lower. And if you look at it year to date, it's decreased. It's decreased by about 10-12%. So that's for the grain market. Then on the other side, the soft commodity market is a different side of the story. It is increasing. Cocoa prices, as we know, has increased about 30% from the beginning of the year to what it is now, mainly because of the story on oversupply. It seems like West African countries are not delivering as they ought to deliver. So now again, we haven't actually finished our production. We haven't finished the supplies for 2015. They're already predicting more supply constraint going into 2016 because of the Harmattan season coming soon. And the Harmattan season is going to affect cocoa buds development and flower development in Ghana and Ivory Coast. So analysts believe that there's still going to be that supply deficit in the cocoa market, so hence high prices. For sugar on the other side, it seems like there's a shift in market fundamentals. We've been going through a story of oversupply, but now the market is shifting towards a global deficit because of strong El Nino weather. Analysts, forecasters believe that this is going to be the strongest since 1997, and this El Nino weather will actually hamper production in Brazil, India, and other major producers. So there's just that supply constraint as well coming from cocoa, that in 2016 sugar production will actually be lower, about 3 million tons compared to what it was before.
The entire volatility, weather conditions, whatever, at the global space somehow will have to come down home.
Yes.
How does it all come down home, and where does it land?
Okay, so seeing that we import wheat and for biscuits, breads, and all of that, in the global market it has been reduced. It's been lower. So even if we import this, inflation forecast coming out soon, analysts believe that it's going to remain flat. So this is because in the cereal section there actually wasn't any increase in prices, because although in the global market prices were low and we know weaker currency, so it kind of neutralized any gains in there. So yes, we are kind of benefiting from the significant decline in most grain prices. Then for sugar, for example, Dangote and the likes of them believe that sugar prices going into 2016 might increase because of the continuous increase in sugar prices. And we know that they produce about 70% of Nigeria's sugar production, and in Nigeria we only produce about 2% of what the country needs. We need about 1.2 million tons of sugar, so we only produce about 2%. So the big players in the industry believe that by 2016 they are looking to invest about $1.5 billion in producing about 1.5 million tons, up from 50,000 tons that they were producing before. So that looks like good news in the sugar market.
Looks like good news, but I'm looking at, and I've just put that back in terms of commodity spot prices for Lagos, Kano, and Onitsha. If we now go a little bit local,
yes.
These prices haven't changed significantly. 50 kg flour, sugar, rice, and palm oil, with the exception of cement, that we see a little bit of haircut.
Well, sugar prices have actually increased. It was about 6,500. Now it's about 6,700.
Yeah,
so it's
6,800 in Kano. Okay, perhaps that will transportation will account for part of that.
Exactly. So I mean, cutting across other proxies like Kano and Onitsha, we have to factor in the transportation challenges and the fuel scarcity as well. It seems like on the street there, everyone is complaining about the fuel scarcity. Transporters are already pricing in the difficulties
of obtaining fuel and at what price they get
exactly. So that is actually affecting most of these domestic commodities, the fuel scarcity at the moment, and as well the festivities. So there's a significant, there's some sort of increase in sugar prices. Rice story still remains the same. We have people selling at 12,000 naira, people selling at even as high as 13,500. Depends on where you get this a bag of rice
I just remain uncomfortable looking at rice there at double digits.
Yes, it is high. There's still that story of the
cost 12,500 naira for just one bag of rice.
It's still the custom story, the tariff on it, and the whole policy changes on trying to discourage importation.
If I get 18,000 naira minimum wage, and I can afford 12,600 one bag of rice, what do I do? What do I do with the rest 6,000 naira? Yes. I just get 18,000 minimum wage, and I just buy one bag of rice.
It is.
And I have to pay a taxi or a truck to take it home, and that's the end. For 30 days, make 1 month.
Yeah, we believe
that breaks my heart.
We plead that something should be done in the rice industry, because the tariffs are ridiculous, and you still have these smugglers smuggling rice into Nigeria. So there's some sort of imbalance in the whole
arrangement. Yes.
In the whole arrangement. So that's what it is now for most domestic commodity prices. Going forward, we expect prices to increase just by a couple 100 naira, 200 naira, because Christmas season is 2 weeks away.
We just go back to that page, that's spot prices, because it looks like for folks to make decision, and then we always get to this decision point.
Yes.
We have to have cassava, which is Gary, at 3,900, rice at 12,500. Perhaps we're going to eat more eba, which is more local, during this season, 3,900 for 50 kg, because rice is just 12,500. I live in Lagos.
Well, the good news in cassava, the prices are flat. So the only thing that might actually increase prices is just transportation costs. But Gari prices are flat. Yellow corn prices have actually declined, because this is new corn, and you have people. I mean, old corn. The season of old corn is over, so they're selling more new corn. And we know the new corn has less starchy content, so you have consumers hardly purchase new corn, so hence low prices in yellow corn
as well. It's also because of the low starch that folks don't want to stop starch in their bodies. That's this story. Some of them could really make you head scratching. What do you do for the end of the year? So if you look at the share prices of these macroeconomic headwinds, and all of this affects some of the companies listed on the stock exchange: Nestle, Guinness, Honeywell, Flour Mill, Cadbury, Nigerian Breweries, Dangote Sugar. We've seen their share prices. Look at the screen, and I just look at the screen and you find them all in red. Quite amazing. Quite a very nasty 2015.
It's
really, really nasty. Really, really nasty. Dangote Sugar just done about 4.6% negative. The rest are in double digits. I'm seeing 53.8% negative there for Guinness. For Honeywell, Flour Mills, and Cadbury. Those were, looks like, the whipping boy of that sector. Okay, let's leave it at that for today. Thank you very much. Whatever you're eating this holiday season, whether it's rice or eba, whatever, or wheat flour. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you
have
so
a good
much.
meal.
Thank you so much for
having me. Have a great day.